Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everybody today? Hope you're well. After yesterday, I know there was a big Twitter outpour and it was very mixed. There was some positivity, there was some pragmatism, and there was some very over the top comments by, I'm only guessing, is this very small section of City fans. Some of the stuff I read on Twitter last night it was pathetic. But it is what it is, and what we're going to do today is we're going to talk through the player ratings, your player ratings for yesterday's game against Spurs, the 2-0 defeat. And we'll quickly, before we do that, go through any sort of latest news. There's not much out there, but a few things just to quickly talk about before we go into the player ratings. But anyway, let me go back and see who is on. Lankow 456. Do we have to do this? I just want to get this game out of my mind as quickly as possible. Hi Andy, you feeling okay? I'm good, mate. Like I said, I'm busy, very busy with work stuff, but it's Man City Fan TV time, so we have to do the player ratings, and then I'm recording a podcast later with a couple of guys. So Yasser HS, wonder what Pep said to them for an hour in the change rooms. Wow, it's gone up. It was 30 minutes, then it went 45 minutes, then it's 50. Now it's an hour in the changing rooms. I don't know, but I'm sure he wasn't happy, regardless of what he said in his press conference. Yo, fellow Blues, how are you, Peter Curry? Hope you're well, buddy. City till we die, absolutely. Hossein Slimani, if you play good, you have to score goals. That is the real football. Yeah, absolutely spot on with that. Hello, Ocean Rage. How are you? Cal Blundell. Hello, Mr. Andy. Hope you and your family are well. Very good, mate. Family, I'm seeing them. They're out at work. Zinchenko gets a 0. Well, we'll come to that later. Cal, let me just go back to here. Cal, I read that Pep could be fined for locking the players in change room. No doubt he will get fined because there is he does have a responsibility to be at the press conference at a certain time or within a certain given time. And I think clearly he went over that yesterday, but I'm sure he's not going to. It's hardly going to put any dent in Pep's pocket or the club's pocket, if I'm being honest. I don't know what it is. Is it a £5,000 fine or something like that? I'm sure he looks at it and thinks, well, the players needed a 45-minute or however long it was dressing down, and if that's costing me £5,000, so be it. Oh, they're on. Marshall Mathers is on. Dipper's on. God, I mean, they're just frightening. I think Kiam messaged me earlier and said he's just done this massive cull of dippers. Peace from New York. Wow. So yeah, you're not a local then. Hey Andy, hey Blues. Chris Baker's on. How are you, buddy? Well, we'll get to see what you thought about it yesterday. We have to be responsible for this result. Yeah, we do. We have to take it on the chin. It's one of those things. You know, at the end of the day, we have no God-given right to, one, win the league, and two, win a game. You've got to earn it. And if you dominate like we did yesterday, and you don't put your chances away, simple. You're always open to what happened with the red card and then the two chances they had that they scored from. We are simply way better than most Premier League teams, including Man City. You guys aren't on our level. All right, you're just boring me. So I'm going to put you in a timeout. I'm not going to block you, Marshall, because you're clearly from New York. It's boring. Right? Come on and have a bit of banter if you want, but yeah. Carl says, I think City fans who are moaning about Pep will cry when he goes because, like it says in the song, you only know you only know the love when you let him go. Pep is the best manager in the world. He is the best manager in the world. We know that, and I just think I think everyone is entitled. Everyone is entitled to be to have an opinion. There's, you pay your money, you follow your city, you invest your time into Manchester City or any football club. Then everyone's got a right to voice their opinion. But some of the garbage that's come out over the last 24 hours or 18 hours is just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But anyway, Oh God, Chibi Firestorm. Is anyone worried Rodri is too slow for the Premier League? He moves like he's got concrete in his boots, cannot get back at all. Don't think he can play as a lone DM. Nobody was saying that after the Burnley game. This is what I mean. I mean, we lose and suddenly everyone's the worst player going, and they forget about all the times that we won this season and the great performances that we put in. Have we been as good as last season? No, it's that simple. Nobody can deny that. We haven't been anywhere near the level. And there's been reasons behind that, not replacing a leader in Vincent Kompany, not replacing a centre-back, Laporte being out, Sane being out, players like KDB on occasions not being at his top form, Bernardo starting the season pretty poorly, but only just starting to sort of get in there, and Raheem sort of dropped off a cliff lately. So there's lots of reasons behind it, but I wouldn't start calling out players per se because of yesterday and going, right, that's it, let's get rid of them. I think this is Rodri's first season. It's like I've given Cancelo a load of grief, and that's not because of his performances per se. It's just the fact that for 60 million quid, I expect a bit better. But in the same breath, you've got to give him time. But I just didn't think it was a right signing for the club. But now we don't accept only Champions League final minimum. Fans think they're guaranteed success. Yeah, nobody is guaranteed success. Like people ripping into Aguero, he's the best Premier League striker. Him and Henry Arcal. It was interesting because somebody posted on below. I think it was it Martin's video yesterday, and he posted on there, which was quite interesting. Let me just see if I can just bring it up. And he was a Liverpool fan, but he was. Let me just see if I can just bring it up. Yeah, it was somebody called David Gray. It was from underneath yesterday's live watch along, and he's a Liverpool fan, so he's got a Liverpool badge on there. And he said, would you agree that Man City have collapsed mentally? And I replied back to him saying, we're second in the league, cup final, next round of the FA Cup and the Champions League. I doubt it. You guys have just been ultra consistent. Any other season and we'd be having a good season. It's like me saying Liverpool collapsed mentally last season when they didn't. We were just ultra consistent and clawed back the deficit. So, it's, you're getting all of this sort of Pep Guardiola, is nonsense, he's garbage, he's this, that, and the other, and it's absolute rubbish. He replied back saying, yeah, fair play. I only say that because we really pushed each other in the league last season, but now there is such a big gap this early on. Cheers for the reply, go easy. So there you go. You've got a sensible Liverpool fan making a comment there. And I don't think, you could say, well, have we collapsed? Well, I wouldn't say we've collapsed. Have we played anywhere near recently our best? No, we haven't, without a shadow of a doubt. But then if we're being accused of collapsing, and I'm not saying this David Gray, he just asked the question, but saying if you got Liverpool fans or any football fans going, oh, that City, they've collapsed, or City fans even saying it, well done then. That means last year Liverpool collapsed because they had a 7-point lead and City clawed it back and won the Premier League, making it, a never done before domestic treble and add the Community Shield, a quadruple. So this season, we haven't hit the heights. We just simply haven't, for various reasons. We haven't purchased players that we would all like for various reasons. And one of those reasons that I'm going to talk about shortly is FFP. And just quickly look at that. So, right, let's see. What else do we have? Marshall says, you are mad, we are going to win the league, and what's up with... There's nothing wrong. Nobody's saying there's nothing wrong with New York, you muppet. Carl Blundell, same with Edison. He was awful, he won't get ripped into, but Bravo's 85 good minutes against some teams and gets badly slagged off from fans are so clueless. Good point. Mingy Wong, there won't be much Premier League games this week. Winter break is going to kick in. Marshall, you're a plastic. Gundogan 0. Oh, Gundogan 0. Wait till we get to Mahrez. We are Liverpool, and this means a lot. Footman's all right. Okay, there you go, buddy. We gave you an opportunity, but there. Bye bye. Septic tank there, who has probably never been to Clanfield in his life. Michael Main Road Griffiths, Halifax, Burnley, Blackpool, Swindon, Wimbledon. We lost to these teams. Get a life, modern day Blues. Try being a 63-year-old Blue. Absolutely spot on, Michael Main Road Griffiths. You're spot on with that comment. Scotty Miles on. Pep's recent decisions have been very questionable, though. Continually started Sterling, who's way off form, and playing Laporte for 70 minutes on his first game back was madness. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any harm in questioning. It's hard, isn't it? Questioning arguably the best manager in world football. And he's not done a lot wrong, has he? If you think of the last 2 seasons in particular. So it doesn't mean to say that we can negate the fact that we shouldn't say anything about him. Sure, we should. We're City fans. Sam City, not sure the tempo has dropped either, mate. But going forward, it's not good enough. Can't win games if you can't score goals. Good point. Is Laporte injured? I don't know. He was turning around and Pep was sort of intimating that, he was tired and maybe just felt a few things. That's what happens when players come back from long-term injuries. And don't be surprised if Sane comes back after the international break and he maybe plays a game and then we don't see him for a week or two. Good morning, everyone. Keep the faith, says Kiam. How you doing, buddy? Hope you enjoyed your NFL luncheon, whatever it was, freebie. Kiam was out at an event yesterday, and lots of food and drink, I'm sure, was consumed. Kamal Dwyer yesterday still hurts. Mingy Wong, there's no point dominating at the game when we couldn't convert opportunities. Yeah, but I mean, it's like one of those, Mingy Wong. It's, I'm sure. Do you think the City players didn't really want to score? Of course they did. Sometimes you get games like that. Still think we didn't play well yesterday. Seems I'm not the only one since Pep spent 50 minutes in the dressing room after the game. Marshall, my team's 9th. I think I know we're not winning the Premier League. Sam City, I think Pep has made a few errors bringing players back too early, though, mate. Maybe. Sterling injury or not, no news on Sterling's injury, Hamza. I agree, City bad over 200 points in the last 3 seasons, over 6 trophies, hundreds of goals, incredible domination against Liverpool, 5-0, agree, Pep is a fraud. Yeah. Jesus played a lot this season. He started 11 Premier League games. I think I said that in my Spurs preview. I think he started 11 Premier League games and scored 9. So pretty decent stats. Yasser, Sterling a 0. Yasser, come on. Wait for the player ratings before you give us that. But anyway, let's go on to a little bit of news. And Man City season over to wins Premier League. Super Bowl party at BC Place Stadium. It was very nice, thanks. Not a huge fan of egg chasing, though. No, I must admit, it's not for me whatsoever. 10 seconds of something and then an ad break. No, not for me. Why does Pep keep playing Sterling? I don't understand it. You have to ask Pep. We don't know. We have no idea. So Pep is the manager. Pep is picking the team. Pep is the one that's making the decision. Pep is obviously one of the best coaches in the world, but doesn't mean he's beyond reproach. No, absolutely. Scotty Mull, absolutely. I said that earlier. I said this, you can't not comment just because he's the best manager in the world. Andy, glad that Pep made the point about the difference in the media Premier League reaction, City winning the league by a large margin. Liverpool, yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it, that the media, or many, or not all, many of the media journalists have actually took a full spin on this and started quoting Pep making the comment about Scudamore and what he said 2 years ago about City ruining the league and we need every 6 years we need different teams winning the league, and they've run with the story without actually posting the question that he was asked for him to answer and say about it, and it's typical media reaction. City has been shit this season. Whoa, Sanjay, careful. Queen versus King, no, he's played 14. He started 14 games or played 14 games, Queen versus King. Imagine having Marco Silva manage your team, then you know what collapse is. Afternoon, Martin. Does Canada host NFL games? No, I think it was an NFL party you went to. Man City 22-1-3-4-4-9-9-4. Back at Main Road, we won nothing, so we should be glad we're on the table. Can't argue with that. Hello, Martin says Ocean Race. Come on, I think Stern and Gundogan must have some pics of yeah, maybe they have. Hi, Martin. How are you? Says Mingy Wong. Sterling 000. Oh, here we go. The Mahrez fanboys are in. Wait until Mahrez gets his rating. Kamal Dwyer, seriously, Edison should actually take our next penalty. Well, teacher is an LFC fan. Saw him today, and he said he doesn't think LFC will win the Premier League until it's mathematically impossible for City to win. My old teacher, is he a maths teacher? If so, he's right. Phil, what would have happened if a goal had been scored in 2 minutes before the penalty was awarded? It would have all gone back anyway. Same as it did, which was ridiculous. Beyond belief, Pep has to trust Sterling to play and regain his form. How else can he be expected to get back in form if he doesn't play? Good point. Calvin Delos, you can tell my teacher is a proper fan, not a fool. Scott Williams, great win for the Chiefs, though. Kiam, after 50 years of hurt. Rumours there are fans paying 50 grand for a ticket just to be there. Reminds me of City fans getting tickets for the flag-off final. Yasser KDB should take Penos. I wouldn't disagree with that, Yasser. Mustafa says Mahrez was absolutely shocking. He was awful yesterday. Beyond belief, Sterling trajectory at the start of the season was Ballon d'Or form. No wonder he struggled to keep it up. It was, but it has dropped off. Ballon Poor is in for now. Hamza, City play well, but the point who changed the game was Zinchenko. Yeah, it did change the game. You can't disagree with that. But we had so many opportunities to put that game to bed. Kamal, apparently we're getting a fine for spending too long in the dressing room. Yeah, I mean, and rightly so, because that's Premier League rules. That's the rules. And if they're supposed to be at a press conference with all the media waiting for them within a certain time of the full-time whistle, well, if he spends 45 minutes, 50 minutes in the change rooms and goes beyond that, then rightly so, he should be fined. My teacher just thinks City are the best team in the Premier League. Kamal, when we play Rodri and Gundogan, we've lost 5 games this season. No surprise because it's too slow. Can't disagree with that. Man City 22-1-3-4-4-9-9-4. All we need now is Liverpool to lose all their games. We might have a chance. I doubt it. BB, the Algerian fans seem to think Mahrez was City's best player. So did these fanboys actually watch the game or what? He was pumped apart from a few bits of close control. Man City corners, -5 and penalties -8. Mingy Wong, whenever Stones plays, we haven't lost a game with him. Is that true? Good question. Not too sure. Can't remember. I don't know, if I'm being honest. Maybe somebody can look it up. I don't blame Zinchenko for getting a second yellow. He had no choice. Yeah. All came from a really crap corner by Mahrez. We relied on signing last year. We were in the Premier League. It's Mahrez and we're garbage. No coincidence. Kiam throwing a big grenade in there. Anyway, right, let's move on. Bit of news. Apparently, according to Mike Keegan in the Daily Mail, City are going to learn their fate over FFP within the next 10 days. So it's going to be in the middle of February. The ruling is going to come back to City by UEFA, and we're going to learn our fate in the next 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks from now. Now, it was interesting reading Mike Keegan's article. For the first time ever, for donkey's years, I actually read he put of hacked emails rather than leaked emails. So, Mike Keegan can write some shit sometimes about City, but he actually got that wording correct, hacked emails. So we'll wait and see. And I think that's been one of the rumour is that City are concerned about FFP, hence why they've not spent the money on the players in the summer or in January, and they're going to wait and see what happens until after this ruling to see what happens in the summer when it comes to spending. So we'll see. We'll see with regards to that. City always will lose player. Hi Andy, hi Dupe, how are you doing? Stones at Norwich. Yeah, Stones lost against Liverpool. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I'm just thinking, yeah, Stones playing against Liverpool. Don't worry, next season we'll win the league. I'm good. I'll just travelling home from work. Safe journey, Martin. Looking forward to Wembley. Yeah, wonder why this FFP stuff has happened now. Must be just a coincidence. Selling B or waste player this season. Don't know what that means, Sanjay. That will be a great vlog in 10 days, then it will. Michael says, Martin, do you agree Angelino is better crosser of the ball than Mendy and he's gone out on loan? Well, yeah, that's a question. Let Martin answer that one. I'll give you my opinion, and definitely not a better crosser than Mendy, but let Martin answer that one. Anyway, we're going to go into just seeing if there was any other bit of news. Yeah, apparently City Football Group today has bought a 50% stake in Goals US venture in a deal worth £5 million. This is in Sky News, and it says the owner of Man City has taken full control of the US-based five-a-side chain it bought into in 2017 following its joint venture partners' injury time sale. Sky News has learnt that the City Football Group agreed a deal in the last few days to buy Goals Soccer Centre's 50% stake in their business on the other side of the Atlantic. A source close to the CFG said the Premier League club's parent had paid approximately £5 million for the shareholding, which he acquired from Deloitte's Goals administrator. The deal gives CFG full control of a business which currently trades only from a small number of sites in California, and which its new owners are understood to believe has significant scope for expansion. Obviously, City own New York City team that plays in the MLS, as well as clubs in China, Australia, and India, and Japan. He also holds minority positions in clubs in Spain, Uruguay, and Japan. So it says the owner of the current Premier League champions, who are likely to be dethroned by Liverpool well before the end of the season, recently sold a $500 million stake to the US-based private equity firm Silver Lake. So City have invested some of that money back into a Goals Soccer Centre in America. So let's go into our player ratings, and we're going to start off with our goalkeeper for yesterday, and that was Ederson. So what were your thoughts on Ederson's scores for yesterday? Scores for Ederson, anybody? Or has it just stalled? Let's see what your comments are while you're doing that. Are you going to Wembley? Do you know any good pubs? What about the Arches? Wembley, yes, going. Pubs, hopefully we'll get the Box Park. Depends on where you stay, mate. Hopefully we'll get the Box Park this year. Okay, cheers, gents. What Zinke did was unnecessarily stupid from you. Okay, so Ederson. Carl Blundell gives him a 4.5. Chibi Firestorm a 4. Beyond belief, Erling Haaland is ripping it up in Germany. Shame we didn't take punt. 20 million is no brainer. He will be worth 5 times at the end of the season. Kamal gives Ederson a 6. Still think he could do very little about the deselection. And that's obviously a typo. West shows subtitles a 4. Mervyn Thomas a 6. Mingy Wong a 5. Martin 5. If that had been Bravo, people would be going psycho. That's a good point, Martin. A really good point. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. And how many times does Bravo get absolutely slated by City fans, or a section of City fans? But did he have any chance with yesterday's? I'm not too sure. Deflection, you meant. Yeah, Scott Williams gives him a 6. Yasser a 5. Ederson a 6 by Kiam. Ederson 7. Couldn't do anything with both goals. Man City 22. 6, 7 as he let 2 goals in down to defence. Jack Lee gives him a 5. Neil Hanstock gives Ederson a 6.5. Peter Curry gives him a 6. Hamza Bean a 6. Got him all. Is Ederson to blame for our shot to goal ratio? A 5. Wow. Let's have a look. What did Stu Brennan? As you know, we always sort of cross-reference what Stu Brennan says. He says Ederson, couple of mad rushes out of his box, but he made the ball this time. Had no chance with the goals. He gave him a 6. So looking at yours, Ederson's gonna get a 5.5. which is, I think, is a bit low. I would have given him a 6, but shall we? We'll give him a 6. We'll overrule it. We'll give it Ederson a 6 for yesterday, which moves us on to our second player, which we're going to talk about, and that is Kyle Walker. So what were your thoughts on Kyle Walker yesterday? Go about Ederson 5, but he is not responsible for defence. Handy, how you doing? Philip Kears, yeah, I'm good, mate. You gave Ederson a 7. He should have done better with the second one. He actually would have saved the second one, but deflection took it in. It wasn't right in the corner. Okay, so we're moving on to Walker now. Kamal Walker, a 7. One of our best players, to be honest. Kiam, Ederson is a great keeper. He has garbage defence in front of him. Hamza Bean, he played good, a 7. Scott Williams, 7. Industrious. Neil Handstock, Kyle, 7.5. This is more like it. Martin, Man City Fancy, I'm in and out, guys. Apologies, no problem. Philip Kears gives Walker a 7. Mervyn Thomas a 7. Beyond belief, best player for us, an 8. 3. Bergwijn bullied him. I don't know whether that's true. What did Stu Brennan say? Couple of basic defensive mistakes spoiled what had been a decent return to his former club, a 5. Wow, well, you guys are certainly not agreeing with what Stu Brennan of the MEN says. The Scarecrow did okay, 7, but still headless. Man City 22, I would give Walker a 7 as he was one of the best players there on the pitch and was one of the best defenders. The rest were to blame. West shows subtitles 6.5. Hamza Walker, best player with Mahrez, but Mahrez, the first half, I give him a 7. I don't know how you've got Mahrez anywhere near the best player yesterday. He was garbage. Got him all laughing at the end, so I'm making him down to 6. Chibi Firestorm a 6. Walker had Billigan in his back pocket. He made 2 mistakes that if Spurs weren't shocking, they would have scored. Could he have done better with his clearance? Mingy 1 gives him a 7. Right, Kyle Walker actually gets a 7, which is a pretty decent score considering we had Stu Brennan giving him a 5. What about our next guy, which is Fernandinho? What were your thoughts on Fernandinho yesterday? Mingy 1 gave him a 7, so there you go. Walker gets a 7 on here, which is significantly better than what Ederson got for some reason. Fernandinho, Man City 22-1. Yep, definitely a 7. Is that definitely a 7 for Walker, or is this for Fernandinho? Mal Dwight, Fernandinho 7.5, held the defence together. Let me just see what Stu Brennan said in his. Fernandinho was head and shoulders City's best player on his 300th appearance for the club. Let down by his teammates, gave him an 8. So Hamza Bean a 6.5, Chibi Firestorm a 7, Yasser 6, assist on the second goal. Mervyn Thomas a 7, Martin Ferdy a 7, Fernandinho a 7.5. Fernandinho a 7 by Philip Kears, Mingy Wong a 6, Mustafa a 7, the director 7.5. We miss him in midfield. I can't disagree with that, BB. Burner shouldn't be there, simple as, still the best defender, an 8. Agree with that, and I can't disagree, agree with what you said there. 7, some great last-minute challenges, but we can all see he needs to be CDM for the Madrid game. Hamza plays good, also a 7. Scotty Moll, 7.5, best defender by far. Right, can see where this is going with Ferner. So Ferner is going to get from you guys a 7.5 in there. So, which leads me on to our next player, which is the General. So the next one is Otamendi. So Man City, Fernandinho, I would give him a 6.9, and he was okay, but the rest of the players let him down, except from Walker. Okay, so Ferner gets a 7.5 overall from you guys. A couple of 8s in there, 7.5. So we'll give him a 7.5 for yesterday. On to the general, on to Nicholas Otamendi. Hamza Bean gives him a 5.5. Kamal, Otamendi 5. What was he doing rushing out for the second goal? He gifted them the second goal. Philip Kears, Otamendi a 6. West Show Subtitles gives him a 5. Sofian gives him a 6. Mervyn Thomas gives him a 6. Jack Lee gives him a 6. Scott Williams gives him a 5.5. What does Stu Brennan give him? Nicholas Otamendi was doing okay until he came up with another puzzling dart out the defensive line to give Son the space he needed to score. Gave him a 5. Scott Williams 5.5. Mustafa Shah 4. Terrible for the second goal. Yasser Otamendi 5. Was he playing? Hamza Otamendi a 5.5. Kiam Otamendi is so erratic and legs gone 5. Needs to go now. Michael Mainrow Griffiths Otamendi a 4. Superior being a 5. Chibi Firestorm a 6. Beyond Belief Otamendi 6. Culpable for the second. Lankau 5. Scotty Moore 5. Always a mistake in him. Neil Hangstock Otter 6. Just one mistake. Mingy Wong a 5. Man City 22 says Otamendi. I will give him around a 5. That's one of the goals was his fault, but we slagged them off. But it's harder than it looks. It certainly is. Okay, so Nicholas Otamendi. Gonna give him an average a 5.5 on his particular rating, which leads us on to somebody who I've just looked and is not even there. So let me just add this little player. He's not played for a while, that's why he's not on my screen. So let me just bring him up for you. And that is so you can prepare for this one. And I don't know how you're going to take it after his red card, but we are talking about Zinchenko. Let's just bring him in. Let's bring Zinky in here. So let me just move that out of the way so that you can see him. There you go. Alex Zinchenko, what are your thoughts on him? We've obviously removed him. It's been that long since we've seen him play. So, what are your thoughts on Zinky? Lankar Zinchenko had a good game for 60 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I was posting yesterday on Martin's live watch along, which was really good. So well done, Martin. That I thought he was doing all right. I thought he was doing okay for certainly the first half and everything else. Thought he was having a decent game, but then what he was doing, running up and getting the yellow card to start with in the first place, I don't know. But let's see what you give him. Zinchenko 4.5. Sorry, I've had it with him. Kamal Zinchenko 5.5 was okay, but don't think you can blame him for the red. We seriously need a proper left back. I agree with that. Beyond Belief, Alex 7 was impressed by him until he lost his head. The stupidity got booked for going after Aurier. Yeah, I agree with that. Hamza Bean 6. George Ayanu 4. Sofian Moon a 5.5. Bye in the summer, Zinky, says Martin. Zinky played good a 7. Philip Kears, Zinchenko 4. Red card costly. Chibi Firestorm a 3. Mervyn Thomas 5.5. Zinchenko started off really well, and as most of our players' concentration fell off a cliff, a 6. Lankau 4, good up until the red card. Pulisic played pretty well, says Section. To be fair, 6.5. Anthony Elmar, Eric Garcia needs a long run in the team. Yeah, maybe. He's got him all. Was having a great game until silly second yellow, a 5. Jack Lee a 6. Chibi says, how can you give him above a 5? He got sent off. Well, I mean, everyone's entitled to how they score it. We normally, on the channel, we start off with a 6. So if you don't do anything brilliant, don't do anything bad, you get a 6. If you score, you might get an extra point, an assist, an extra point. You get sent off, you lose a point. You know, you do something terrible, you lose a point. So did he deserve 2 lots of it? I suppose 2 yellow cards. Both were silly. Was the second one silly? Yeah, maybe. But, you know, everyone just, that's your scoring. Scott Williams, 5. No need for him to get involved. First yellow. Roderick could have dealt with the situation before his second yellow. Mustafa was decent before the red, but through the game away, a 4. Zinchenko, 5 because of the red card. 4 could be departed City in the summer. Well, where was up to there? Zinchenko, 0. A bit harsh. George Ayew, good player, but Spurs got the best attacking behind us and Liverpool in the league and did all right until red card. Kiam says he's our best left back, which shows how weak we are in that position. I agree with that. Beyond belief, it was a concern that it took Otamendi to push him away. Nobody else got a grip on him before. Good point. Man City 22, Zinchenko around a 6. As before his red card, he had a good game, but had to defend, and I'm right or not, but no goals until Zinchenko went off the pitch. At least he's trying to defend. Superior being a 5, great attitude and like his worth ethic, but there's always a mess of some sort on its way. I agree with that. Superior being definitely need a new left back. Where are we now? Big chunk there. Neil Hanstock, Zinco, a 5. Like many other players, shouldn't get involved in handbags to get a yellow card. Can't believe Mark Ogden said he wasn't good enough for City. Hamza, he played good first half, but second mistake cost him to go out. I miss having a standout left back. Okay, so Zinky gets... We're going to go for an overall 5 because of his silly yellow card, which leads us on to our holding midfielders yesterday, and we're going to start off with Ilkay Gundogan. Whilst you're reading that, what did Stu Brennan say about Zinchenko? No real need to risk the second yellow card on halfway, and his claims of a shoulder charge were optimistic. Nowhere near the ball, a 4. Okay, so we're going to start off with Ilkay for the midfielders. So what were your thoughts on Gundogan's performance yesterday? Very bad, says Hamza Bean. 5. Chippy Firestorm gives him a 4. George Ayew, a 4. Kiam, Gundogan plays the game in slow motion. Time up for me, a 4. Very bad, Gundogan, a 5, says Hamza. Hamza, yeah, you said 5 before. Neil Hanstock, Gundo, a 7. George Ayew, I wish we had Spurs centre mids. Beyond belief, Gundogan was awful yesterday, a 5. Michael Mainroad, Griffiths, Ilkay, 4 for the pen miss. Sofian Moon, 4.5, missed the pen and clear chance after Raheem's assist. Section 4 at fault for Zinchenko sending off, poor game. No, I don't think it was him, because it was Mahrez's corner, not Gundogan's corner. It was Mahrez's corner that led to their breakaway for the sending off. Superior being 5, he was a 7 in the first half and 4 later on. Lancao, poor penalty, not like him, 5. Scotty Moll, simply not good enough for me, regardless of penalty miss, 5. Lo Celso would fit so good with us. Garbage. No, disagree with that. Mervyn Thomas, 5. Missed a penalty and was awful. Gundogan, 5. Missed a penalty, should have scored when Sterling squared it, but was decent in possession, but has no legs. Scott Williams, a 6. Philip Kerrs, Gundogan, a 4. Hamza, Gundogan, 5. He lost a penalty and not played good. Mustafa says a couple of misplaced passes and the missed pen 2. Could have been a completely different game going into the break. 1-0 up, a 3. Brian Gardner, a 4.5. How are you, Brian? Jack Lee, a 4. Superior being nothing slows the team up more than the useless passes along the back line. Beyond belief, lovely technical player on his day, but never seems to put a foot in when we need it. We should have kept Balotelli for pens. Hi, Andy. Yeah, let's just keep the mad lunatic just for penalties so we can bring him on. Right. Wow, that is a real mixed bag. What did... Stu Brown says, Ilkay Gundogan had been City's second best player until he dollied his penalty at Lloris. Then his game went to pot. Gave him a 4. And I'm going to give him, sorry, it's a 10. I'm only joking. Gundogan for yesterday, he gets a 4. Yeah, he gets a 4 for yesterday. So next up, we're going to move on to his partner in midfield yesterday, which was Rodri. So what were your thoughts on Rodri yesterday? What does Stu Brennan say about Rodri? He said, made sure City had the majority of possession and was a good shield for the back four until the final half an hour. Gave him a 6. So Gundogan gets less than Zinchenko. Listen, we've got 4s, 5s, we've got 6, we've got 3s, we've got... actually, a good point there, maybe. I will remove that and I will give... You're right. I thought there were more 3s than there were there, so that's my fault. Gundogan gets a 5.5. I've just looked through it there, and actually there's a few 4s, 4.5s, but there's 6s, 4.5s, 5s, 4s, 5s. So we'll give him a 5.5. Be a little bit generous, yeah. So I've changed that one. Right, Rodri, Tunga and Dembele would suit us. Chibi gives him a 5, Rodri a 5. Love Rodri, but this was the worst game I've seen him from him in 6 shirt. Kept getting the ball away. Rodri a 5. Lankau a 5. Rodri a 7. Section a 5. Brad Gardner a 5. Not impressed at all. A 5. 5, very slow. Rodri a 5 from Mingy Wong. Hamza being a 5. Rodri 5. He makes mistakes in defence. Scott Williams 5. Look leggy. Still needs to learn fine arts from Fernie. Beyond belief. I miss having 4 strikers. It's not so long ago. We had Tevez, Aguero, Dzeko, and Balotelli. 4 top draw strikers. It's been years we've been gambling with the 2. Cheeky needs to address it and invest. Very good point. Mervyn Thomas 6. Michael Mainrow Griffiths gives Rodri a 5.5. George Ayew 4 since the red. He got bummed. Easy. Rodri has concerned me more than any other player. Slows us down. Not impressed. 4. Jack Lee a 5. Brian Gardner 5. Rodri 5.5. Ineffective. Superior being 5. He's Javi Garcia Mark 2. Just slows us down a 5. Oh, not many Rodri fans on here today, isn't there? What did Stu Brennan give him? Rodri made sure City had majority possession and cushion for back 4. He gave him a 6. You guys are giving Rodri a 5. Wow. I think these are not too bad scores, and being honest, I would suggest they are possibly pretty accurate. Right, moving on from Rodri, we're going to move on to, just find him, and that is Kevin De Bruyne. What were your thoughts on Kevin De Bruyne yesterday? Israel Pep 3 is very similar. Israel, we're not doing Pep. We're talking through each player. Don't play Rodri and Gundo together. You know, this is Real Madrid. Will smash us if he does. Pep really wants Rodri to fit into Busquets' mould, but he just can't get it. KDB, we're on about KDB now. Kamal, KDB, 5.5, just not himself. Alan P gives him a 6. See, Hamza Bean gives Kevin a 5.5. Hamza gives him KDB not good 2, 5. Philip gives KDB a 5. Sofian 5.5 was out of service. He's not a bus. Mervyn Thomas a 6. Brian Gardner 6.5. Michael Main Road Griffiths De Bruyne 100. I refuse to give less. Jimmy 5-star 5 didn't have a good game. Scott Williams 6. KDB actually tried. Alan P says Sky Mole, he's still a beautiful man, 6.5. Mingy Wong 5 wasn't there at times. George Ayew, he got bummed by wings. Right, George, enough of your bum comments. How old are you? Are you about 10? Neil Hanstock, Kevin, 6.5. Anthony Elmar, KDB doesn't look fully fit. Interesting. Played really well the other week. 5.5 looked out of sorts. Corners and balls into the box way off a 5, says Mustafa. BB says Super Kev wasn't so super. He can't carry the team every week. 6. KDB 6 was kept quiet by Mourinho's 2 DMs. Super Ibrahim 5. None of the forwards played that well. Lankau 7, maybe stretching it. Jack Lee a 5, KDB quiet a 7. Wow, this one's going to take a bit of working out. The highest is 7, lowest is 4. He tried, but the team was just shit. The finishing it was. Okay, Kevin gets a 6.5. There you go. He gets a 6.5. We've got 7s, we've got 5s, 5.5s, we've got 6s, we've got 6.5. So there you go. That's our point on Kevin De Bruyne. What did he say? Stu Brenner said couldn't produce any real moments of magic, and his inexhaustible work rate was all in vain, and gave him a 6. Wow. Okay, moving on. We're going to move on from Kevin De Bruyne, and we're going to move over to this fella who I thought was absolutely shocking yesterday. Worst I've seen him play for a while. He's been pretty decent of late, but he was awful yesterday. So we're moving on to the next one, and that is Riyad Mahrez. So give me your ratings for Riyad Mahrez. John De Bruyne. Philip Kear's Mahrez a 2. The first half is good, but the second half is that mistake. 6. Mahrez a 5. Mahrez a 4, says Kamal. Michael Mainrow Griffiths Mahrez a 3. Chibi Firestorm 3, wasn't good, offered nothing. George Ayanu 1. Brian Gardner a 5. Section a 4. Anthony Elmer Mahrez 3. Led to the red card. It did. His corner did. Neil Hanstock Mahrez a 6. Jack Lee a 3.5. Mervyn a 4.5. Got pocketed by Aurier. Alan P realistically a solid 4. Mingy Wong a 4. Lankau cost us the first goal and the red card from a poor corner a 6. And he's still giving him a 6. Wow. Cost us the first goal and the red card, and he still gets a 6. Bloody hell, you're generous. Sofian 8.5. Of course it is. Superior being 4, the invisible man in the second half. Mahrez played good first half, but second half not played good, 5.5. Mahrez, please sell him to Arsenal. We're heading down a road I don't like with this guy, a 3. Eel Z or 3Z, 5, didn't have that attacking danger that he's known for. Scotty Moll, our best option on the right at the moment, 5.5. Kamal, he's either world class or shit. There is no in-betweeners with him. That I cannot disagree with that comment, Kamal. Wasted chances to score. Mustafa Mahrez gets a 2. Got us under all sorts of pressure and couldn't dribble past the young Spurs left back. Scott Williams 4.5. What he was doing at the corner is inexcusable, and back to step overs again. Not learning from after some decent displays recently. Another really good point, Scott Williams. He did an awful lot of step overs yesterday, which he was doing early on in the season. When he cut that out the last 4 or 5 games recently, and just gone very direct. And yesterday it was back to his old self. Kiam, there were times when Mahrez looked like he was playing in the park with his mates, just not what we need. Can't disagree with that for yesterday. I thought he was very poor yesterday. Right, let me try and work through your scores. 3s, 5s, 3s, 1s. Okay, Mahrez is going to get a 4. Was going to get a 4. What did Stu Brennan say? Started brilliantly, his touch and running causing problems, but it faded badly, and his poor corner led to the red card, and Stu Brennan gave him a 4. So, moving on from Riyad Mahrez, we're going to go over to Raheem Sterling. We should have got Stevie Wonder. Also, also he never tracks back, lazy time. He rarely does, but he has done in a few games when you thought this is what we want to see, but then he just doesn't do it consistently, and that is my point with Riyad Mahrez. He's so inconsistent, and there's no excuses now because he's had a real serious run of games. Excuse me. Raheem Sterling then, Hamza Bean gives Raheem a 3. Sofian Moon, Gundo was shit, you gave him 6.5, and Mahrez had a decent game, he gets a 4. No way you suck guys being racist. Well, Sofian, chill out with your accusations of being racist, buddy. If you start bringing in racists into it, then you're going to go into a timeout and stop being such a mad ass and commenting like your ass has just been slapped. The scores are what people on here have given, not my scores. So chill out, stop making rash statements like that, accusing people of being racist, because for all you know, people on here might be Muslim, they might be black, they might be white, Christians, they could be anybody. You don't know because you don't know them. So don't accuse people of being racist at the first jump at somebody disagrees with something that you like, which you love, which is Mahrez. So chill out, calm down, otherwise I'll just remove you from the channel. Kai Kalfa or Kalfler gives him a 1. Section 4 in bad form at the moment. He is 3. Should be on a football pitch right now. Reminds me of Lingard at the moment. Just runs about. Sterling very bad 3. God oh my lord, are you all racists? I can only assume you lot are racists for giving him such low scores. You must all be racists. There you go. 4 probably similar to Sterling. I don't understand what's going on. Sterling a 4. Simply shocking a 3. Big jump there, sorry. 1 should have been red, got looking pocketed. We'll give him a 1. Israel 2. Isn't justifying his place in the team a 3. 3, I'd sell. Next time his stock is high. 4, not great. 6, never stops running. Finishing could improve. Let's get behind him. Finally, 3, almost watched him get sent off to force Pep to give him a rest. 4.5 should not be in the team. We need the old Sterling back at 4. I'm gutted, but I'm still a Man City fan. Carol Presley, absolutely. That's what you've got to do. 3, Ilzy, 5.5. He has been absent since the Wolves match. He isn't shooting. He's just looking to walk the ball into a net. Neil has got Raheem 6. Maybe his injury will give him the rest he needs. Kiam Sterling, just as bad as Mahrez, to be fair. I wonder why his finishing is so bad. We're all gutted, Carol. 9, just for the Mahrez fan. Trust you, Mervyn. Yes, Sterling 0, nothing to do with yeah, right, a 0. Alan P, if Mahrez gets 4, Sterling has to be a 3. Should have been sent off. Varchester City, Liverpool fraud. That's quite funny. Oh well, the Fraudiola isn't. It's extremely boring. Something a 5-year-old would say. Beyond belief, no Mahrez, no win. Mahrez is the best player on Man City. Mahrez is magic 10. Yeah. And his new girlfriend, he's left his wife for a young bit of totty, hasn't he? Eh? Wonder how what the Algerians think of that. Leaving his wife to go out with a young bit of totty. Sofian not accused all the people, but some. He said racists. He said racist. That's why he got put in a timeout. Lucky he wasn't banned. Sterling a 5. Mahrez 0. Nothing to do with race. Mustafa -2. Superior just spent nearly 3 hours watching a podcast with Daryl Davis, but I'm a racist. Sterling 5. Continue his poor form in effect. He's got a 6. Everyone have a pop at him. He's making chances, just not executing them. Once it clicks again, it'll be changing our viewpoint. Good point. We need Lloris to retire to beat Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur. Sterling between the worst player in the game. Give him a 3. He needs trust. Varchester, but he is a fraud. The most expensive team I've put together unless league back Christmas changed my mind. Oh God. Kamal Dwyer, is Mahrez racist for leaving his bird? Yeah, he's a definite racist for leaving his bird without an absolute shadow of a doubt. Oh, Martins, give us a donation. Horsey City Forevers, give us a bit of a a bit of a donation there in the chat revenue. Peter Curry gives him a 5. Mara's left his bird. Yeah, he has. His wife. No, he's left his wife for a young bit of Cheshire totty. Barchester took the Dippers 30 years. Remember that? Well, they haven't won it yet. So it might be 31. You never know. We can only live in hope. That's his life. Just watch your own wise bunch of cuckolds. Well, that's his life. Oh, that's his life. I thought it's not very good, is it? Not really, is it? Married, kids, whatever. Going off with a young bit of totty. Hi, Andy and guys. Sterling a 6. How you doing, Bernard? Yeah, 6. God, that's the highest score I think he's got on here so far. Barchester City that game, and we still lost. Ismara's getting his leg over. Maybe that's why all the stuff. Brilliant, superior beans. Going this afternoon, Bernard. Hope's all good. Ayubi Tani Hammer saying, do you now think that the race of the title is finished in 22-point gap? No chance. Man City will still win the Premier League. Beyond belief, does Maris have to fast for Eid? He can't play all dehydrated, can he? Is she fit, the new bird? Yeah, she's a looker. It's Ashley Ward. If you don't know Ashley Ward, his wife is on that Cheshire Housewives things. Ashley Ward used to play for Man City and Blackburn. He used to play with me at Manchester Boys. It's his daughter. And she's a good-looking young girl, young blonde girl. Your typical wag-looking girl. Bernard Deneen, hi Scott, mate. All good. Kamal, did you hear Statman Gaz versus Robbie Savage yesterday on BBC Live? I didn't. Ramadan, sorry. Wolves are better at defending. Right, we're going to get back to Sterling. So Sterling can only give him a 4. Sorry. He wasn't great, and others have got 4s, and he just, I've said it now for 6 weeks. He needs to go away for 2 weeks, have a rest, take his mind off football, because something has started all of this, and I don't know what it is. Maybe Pep knows, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Since the England debacle, he's not been the same. Which, moving on to Sergio Aguero. Let's go on and move away from Riyad Mahrez' young bit of totty that he's done. No, I don't think she's 17. No, I don't think she's that young. No, I'm guessing not. Anyway, no, it's the same. Well, he's a year younger than me, Ashley Ward. So well, maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe she is 17. Who knows? I can find out for you. Let me just have a look. Let's see. She's 22. She's called Taylor Ward. She's 22 years of age. So there you go. She's not 17. So on to Aguero. You can't compare her to many with Virgil. Man City need a good quality defenders. Right, Aguero gets a 6. Sofiane, is he back at it? You be very careful, mate. You're going to end up being banned from the channel, mate. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Sofiane, a bit racist, can be still on a 1, isn't it? Yeah, well, there you go. 8, never gives up. Legend. Bernard a 6. Section a 5.5. Mervyn gives him a 6. Great work as always, Andy. Off shopping now. No problem, Philip. You take care. Don't spend too much money. Superior being a 4. Michael Main Road Griffiths Hamza. Go and check. I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what that's about. Just ignore them. I found it's the best way. 10, but Lloris. Less. Whoa. George. Chill out with your language. 6.5. Why did he not take the pen? Don't know. Aguero 7.5. Mingy Wong 6. Beyond belief 7.5. Aguero gave it all. Aguero 5.5. I took the points for that miss. Unforgivable. Neil Hans up 7.5, did everything but score. Michael Mayrow, Griffiths, Aguero 6. I'm saying not sure how many forwards can have more than a 4. Peter Curry gives him a 6. Lankow a 7. Jack Lee a 6. Yasser, Aguero 4. Nothing to do with race. Needs to practice his shooting. Scott Williams 7. Unlucky on occasion yesterday. Surprised he got hooked. Hamza, Aguero 6. Loses some chances. 1 from Mahrez first half. See, Mahrez has to be in there. Ray J 737 a 6. Aguero a 5. Ilzy 6. Is he afraid to shoot? His passing was on point. He's a striker. He hasn't done his objective. She's hot and good for him. We don't date old pigs. Really? Okay. 6.5. Should have scored 2, but don't know why he took him off. Sofian, calm down, lad. Scott Imol, a 6. Aguero 6, couple of poor finishes. Right. So, I think Sergio is, by the looks of it, we've got 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 7.5, 6.5, 6.5. 6.5 for Sergio Aguero. Let me just see the ratings. Sergio from Stu Brennan fluffed a couple of first half chances, hit the post, earned a penalty, and then sacrificed after the red card. 6. Raheem Sterling, an improvement on recent performances, but the reflex is not sharp as normal, and that could have brought him a red card. A 6. How many minutes? We've got Cancelo, Gabby, and should we do them? Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, let's go back and look at Cancelo for yesterday. He came on the 65th minute, I think it was. So Cancelo came on. We had, nearly 30 minutes of the game, so I guess we better score him. I changed 7. He was threatening and defending a lot. Very generous. Some of you lot can't rate him off how good he is. Was poor of his standards. Mingy Wong, don't care, my friend. There you go. So on to Cancelo. So he played 30 minutes. He got about 30 minutes of the game, so we may as well score him. Let me just see what Stu Brennan said about him. Couldn't change it. Gave him a 6. Mingy Wong, don't care, my friend. Lankau gives Cancelo a 5. Brad Gardner a 5. Chibi a 5. Cancelo didn't do much. Can we really give him a rate? Well, he's on for 30 minutes, mate. So we almost say 20 minutes or more. We have to rate him. Section 5. Superior being a 4.5. Bernard a 6. Cancelo 2. Cancelled himself out. Jack Lee 5. Played on the left hand. The undecided about him a 4. Yeah. On the left, yeah, I'm not. No, definitely against him on the left without shadow of a doubt. Mervyn Thomas 6, Cancelo 5, Mingy Wong 5, Cancelo 6, still too hesitant. Standard 5 from Sam City. Right, okay, we're going to give Cancelo a 5. There you go. Beyond Belief said a 5. Israel said a 5 for Cancelo. Looking at the others, we had Gabby on 72, so he got about 20 minutes. I guess we should rate him, seeing as though he got just over 20 minutes. So we'll go for Gabby Jesus. We're not going to mark Bernardo Silva because he didn't get enough minutes. So we'll go for Gabby. He got 23 minutes. So there you go. 6, felt comfortable, defending well, but nothing special going forward. So gives you scores for Gabby. Bernard gives Gabby a 6. And I know it's hard, but we always say on here, we'll score him after, as long as they have 20 minutes or more, and he had 20, when did he come on? I think it was 72 minutes. So the game, it was sort of 95 minutes. So he had 23 minutes to do something, even though didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything great. Oh, it was a bit of a header he sort of could have done better with, but one of those, isn't it? Should have started 6. I agree, BB. I had him in my starting lineup when I did the fan channel preview. Don't see why Pep didn't start him over Sterling. Don't know. Showed ambition but failed to get any. Should start more games on the left. I agree. Should have started in place of Sterling. I agree. Gabby not play a lot. 5. Gabby 6.5. Created some problems, says Neil Hanstock. Okay, well, let's just go. He didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do anything right. We're just going to give it straight. And I know some players played more time and got a lesser score, but 23 minutes, didn't do anything major, didn't do anything wrong really. And so Gabby gets a standard 6. But we are going to do one more, and that is we're going to do Pep. I think it's worthy of marking Pep for yesterday's performance. Because some agree, some disagree, but there was a lot of people, a lot of City fans and a lot of opposition fans talking a load of garbage, who were calling him a fraud and saying he needs to be out. And Klopp's in his head and all that usual absolute nonsense. But Pep picked his team. I looked at that team yesterday. You look at the way we performed yesterday and you think, my Lord, how many chances did we create? We got a penalty. We should have potentially had a retaken penalty. And the game should have been put to bed. We should have been 2-0, 3-0 up before the red card for Zinchenko. We should have been. Now, that's not Pep's fault. Pep picks the team. They go out there. They play pretty decently, but just don't finish the game. Now, Pep's not a lot Pep can do about that. So I think some of the criticism of him is a little unfair. Should he have played Gabby over Sterling? For me, yes, he should have done. But, at the end of the day, we're talking about, the best manager in world football. Doesn't mean to say that we can't have an opinion on whether we think Gabby should have started over Sterling. But at the end of the day, the team he picked, we absolutely dominated Spurs yesterday. And if you look at the stats, 67% possession away at Spurs, a Jose Mourinho team. They had 3 shots. We had 19 shots. They had 3 on target and scored 2. We had 6. We had 6 corners to their 2. So, we absolutely, you watched it, you all watched it. We absolutely dominated. And if the players don't score, it's not really Pep's fault. But I think some might disagree with him starting Sterling. Some might disagree with his substitutions, and that's absolutely fine. It's all about opinions. So, Brian Gardner gives Pep a 5. Section 5. City played okay, just not finishing. Spuds were lucky. An average 5 from Min Wong. Anthony Aim, a 5 for Pep, just one of those days, Andy. Chibi 5-4 got the starting lineup wrong for me. Jesus had to start. Bernard a 6. Vikram, Jose over Pep. Yeah. George Ainu a 4. Welcome back, George Ainu. Vikram, come on, you Spurs. Yeah, well done. You're a Spurs fan. We get it. Wondering why you're on a Man City fan channel. Lankow, 4, should have left Aguero and changed to a back 3 when Zinchenko got sent off. Good point. Superior being 4, one of those days, 5. Rage 8, a 7.5. Ilzed, 8.5, needs to sort out defence. Kamal, Pep, 6.5. The team he put out there was good enough to beat Spurs. You can't score the goals for our players. Still the best. I agree with that, Kamal. Big jump. Sorry. Where's that gone? Yasser, Pep, a 5. Should have locked them up at the beginning and not send them out. Laugh out Spuds. Mo is rubbish. Mervyn Thomas, 7. Hamza, Pep, he's not responsible for the players. The players are responsible. Give him a 7. Complot, Sud, 7.8. Vikram, Chari, Mua's beaten Pep with 4 different teams. Oh, God. Yeah. Just remind me what Mourinho has done lately. Played well, but got to score the goals. Pep can't do that. You all need more oil. Oh, God, you're very boring. Go away, you child. Neil Handstock, Pep 7. Before the sending off, I would have liked to see Bernardo or Gabriel sooner. Yeah, maybe me too. You all need to win something. Needs to get them in for shooting practice at 5. Peter Curry, 6.5. Scott Williams, hope he gets a good break with his misses to ignite his batteries. Good point. Jack Lee, 6. Vikram, a typical Spuds fan. Yeah, just a child. Israel, Pep 3. Very stubborn approach to big games. Don't play Rodri and Gundo together and he never listens. Real Madrid will smash us. He does that. To be honest, I know how going to play with the lineup he puts. Your club is irrelevant. That's why. Pep 7, does any manager in the league get spoken to so disrespectfully? No. No wonder he looks bored with the biased English journals and their agenda-based line of questioning. Can't blame him for that. It's actually interesting listening. If you only have to listen to his post-match press conference, and I couldn't recognise the voice. London-based journalist asked him a question about when his teams in the past have gone down to 10 men. He's always found a solution to dealing with it, and then asked him, so does that mean you've lost it? What an absolutely stupid statement and stupid question. So because of one game, where we go down to 10 men and lose 2-0. Suddenly Pep's lost everything. He's lost everything. Just because of that, he's lost. I mean, I'd just look at them. If I was Pep, I'd look at them and just go away, you absolute muppet. Not even answering that question. 6-7 possession, 20% of that was passing sideways at the back. Yeah, maybe it wasn't as good as it normally is. Like you said, Andy, one of those games played till midnight, wasn't going to score. Well done. What trophy did you get for those wins? We will lose to Madrid if plays Gundo and Rodri. Wow, well done. We don't really care. Aguero should be the main penalty taker. FFP, great comeback. He'll lose half a point for playing Sterling and not playing Foden. Man City fan TV rating 0. Oh, Sofian, stop. Mate, if I could see your face, I bet it's a face like a slapped arse. Stop being a baby. Vikram, mate, shut up. Bravo has more trophies than your whole club. Pipe down, you clown. Did you hear anything about Sterling's injury, good or bad? Maybe a chance to give him a rest. There's been nothing's come out, no confirmation. I'm sure today he's probably had a scan and everything else, but I'll be honest with you, against West Ham, I think he would have been rested anyway. Yeah, that Man City is just full of racist and neo-Nazi. Nanko strikers loses penalties. It's a rule. Last season, Delph got sent off away to Leicester and we lost. Did Pep lose it then? Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, maybe he lost it then. The worst journalist was when they asked Pep to say yes to conceding the title. I know, it's just pathetic. Well, he turned around and said, I can't quote that. Pep should have just said, well, you can just write in that, and nodded. There you go, there's your quote. Should rename club to Manchester Shitter. God, what is wrong with people? Why are they so childish? God, how old are you? He said, I can't quite quote a nod. Yeah, he did. So it's not the whole channel. Martin is awesome. Oh, you just go away as well, you fucking bellend. Right, so you're gone as well. Right, Israel, one question. Do we know our strongest lineup? As for Liverpool, we know the lineup they'll put out on a game day. Why is Pep experimenting with the squad? He always has done, though. He always has done, Israel. He's always rotated the squad. He did it last year and the year before. It's just the way he works. Softy man. Softy man's gone. The experimenting is costing us points. That's what I think. Yeah. He should have said you could ram that quote. Yes. Rumours say Raheem will miss Real Madrid game. What do you think? Is it good for City? I've not heard that. Beyond belief, what were the journals laughing at exactly when they asked Pep for a quote? It's because Pep nodded. I think they realised that the question that was asked was a pathetic one. We don't need to change our penalty takers, but more the way they take them. They all go for placement instead of power. Good point. 198 points and he's lost it by United journalists. Absolutely spot on. Anyway, wow, that's the player ratings, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for giving them. As I said last night in a tweet I made, we are second in the Premier League. We're in the final of the Carabao Cup yet again. We're in the next round of the FA Cup. We are in the next round of the Champions League. We are in 3 cup competitions, and I posted we're not in Division 3. We have to look at it, and sometimes we have no God-given right to win every single game. Is it frustrating? Of course it is, absolutely, especially after the last 2 seasons. But we were never going to reach the heights. Never ever going to reach the heights of the last 2 seasons. That's why it's so difficult to win 3 Premier Leagues on the bounce. It is so difficult, and then you lose your leader, you lose your captain. He goes. He's not replaced for whatever reason. We lose Aymeric Laporte. He's not replaced for whatever reason. You lose somebody who got, 16 goals and 18 assists last season in Leroy Sané, not been in the team all season. Whether it be from the bench or starting, another player that is dangerous, very, very dangerous, without shadow of doubt, regardless of what we think about him and his contract talks and things. An exceptional player that would walk into nearly any team in world football. We've missed him. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. And, we've all got an opinion. We've all got our ideas and thoughts as to why it's not happening. But, to call for the manager's head and call for players this, that, and the other. I just think it's ridiculous. But it is what it is. Anyway, finally, it's looking like journals are asking Pep for permission to celebrate as they've had egg on their faces twice in 2014 and 19. Who else misses company? Yeah, we do. Sterling, a big player, but he needs to trust back to him. Yeah. I think the reason we lost is because we don't have a captain and we aren't playing Fernandinho in his natural position. Good point. He wasn't ever going to be fit, but I do too. Andy, you're a legend, mate. No problem. Thank you, Anthony. We're back to the good time of losing every week. Cheers, Andy. See you all later. See you, Scotty Moll. All this entitlement, some City fans starting to sound like United fans and getting arrogant. Yeah, it is. I dream Man City wins Champions League. Yeah, don't we all? Ray J, we've had a weird results, but for me, we're miles and miles above everyone, including Liverpool. The distance is glaring, in my honest opinion. Well said, Ray J. You've been too subjective in your ratings. Your ratings are not accredited. They're not my ratings. They are not my ratings. I don't give a rating. I only rate what the people on here who are Manchester City fans in general give. Sofian, you need to realise this. Don't give your head a massive wobble. They are not our Man City Fan TV ratings. They are the Man City Fan TV subscribers' ratings, not ours. This is something I've tried to explain to you a million times. Get it through there, fella. It's kind of a backhanded compliment that the media are asking Pep if they can celebrate their farcical victory, even at 20-odd points behind. Please, Pep, tell us it's ours. Tell us your crap, I know. Having a fully fit Laporte Stone signing has made a huge difference. Mendy is still a bit part player due to being out for so long. Liverpool would have been miles ahead if we had our totals from the last two seasons at this stage. Hi, Andy, Alex, you're going now through thick and thin. City till we die. Peter Curry, I'm going to leave on that note. Thank you, because that is exactly spot on. Guys, people Hig gave Raheem 1 and 2s, but you gave him a 4.5. Okay. Let me just go back to what people gave Raheem Sterling. You ready? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for this, Sofian? Because you're gonna look an absolute muppet in a minute. Right, just to go through some of them. 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4.5, 4, 5.5, 6, 5, 9, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6, 3. There you go. That's why Sterling got a 4. Because of that. Now, wind your neck in. There you go. Man City fans are best racist, not its responsibility. Tell it as it is. Always, Andy, happy for a trip to Wembley regardless. People need to go back and view YouTube videos that Jim told me. Get behind the club. It's in the blood, not on 30-inch screens. Spot on, Scotty Moll. If we had delayed Company's retirement a year, we would have lost him. And Silver this year. Yeah, Sofian, are you deliberately being obtuse? Yeah, he's being a bellend. Sofian, are you the child in your profile? What is the obsession with Mahrez? He's garbage. I wish he was a world beater, but we are all watching the same thing, aren't we? Sofian Moon, 9 for Raheem. Thank you, Sofian Moon. That's more like it, a 9 for Raheem. There you go. We've won your round. I'm only joking. I doubt it. Company left early. I feel like he still has something in him. I did as well. But anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Thank you so much for everyone who came on, even the idiots. We welcome you. Night, Andy, night, guys. We welcome you on here. As long as you don't swear too much and start calling people racists and things like that just because they disagree with you. Evening, Leonard. We're going now, mate. You're a bit late, but you can watch it back. Don't forget, if you missed out, go over and have a flick through Martin's brilliant watch-along yesterday. Done a really good job on it. I'm off later tonight. We've got a podcast to record with a couple of guys, one who was on here earlier and another guy. So we're going to do the podcast. We're going to look back on yesterday's game. We're going to look back on last week's game. And we're going to have a quick discussion about where does it go in the future because, let's face it, like I said, we're still in 3 trophies and we're going to make top 4 this season. So it's still a lot to play for. But anyway, listen, take care. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe, hit that bell icon, keep commenting on the videos. You're absolutely brilliant, all of you. And we'll see you probably tomorrow at some point. But anyway, take care.